I'm going to call on Stephanie for this particular question at first. Stephanie, we were single sisters, now we are married mothers with children and everything. I want you to tell us in practical ways, just so that our weak stars, our weak stars, most of them are single, but let them know, how do you lead yourself to stay consistent in your faith? Because we know that our faith is the bedrock of everything that we do. Amidst every busyness, everything that goes on in life, how do you lead yourself so well to just stay consistent in your faith? I want to hear about that. Practical ways.
Okay, yeah, thank you so much for that question, and thank you to everyone that have answered one or two questions so far. So, how I lead myself to stay consistent in faith amidst so many things. Um, Actually, I would say that leadership is actually not easy. Sometimes it's like a heavy weight, and you just want to just run away. I'm always saying that I've told my husband one time that I just feel like running away. Just like, let me just be alone, let me just run. But I mean, I have nowhere to hide. It's just like running away from the church now. My pastor is going to keep calling me and all of that. So how I try to lead myself is I I go back to God. Actually, God is the one that has called us to lead. So one thing I do is, prayer. When they say prayer is the key, prayer is the key. Prayer is the prayer is the master key. Jesus started with prayer and ended with prayer, right? So I keep praying. And what do I pray for? I pray for strength. Because just like I said, leadership is like a weight. So there are some times that I pray for strength. There are sometimes I go on retreats. And honestly, Dr. C is one of my retreat partner. Sometimes when I want to just run away like that, I just go to a place and then we do prayer works together, just build strength and capacity because sometimes you feel weak and you just feel the weight of leadership is just sort of burdensome, and then you just want to share some of these weights. And then again, I talk to people that have been in this as I said now, people that have been in the game before me, right? I have so many people that are also in this game, people that are already pastors, people that have been in this thing for a very long time, and then I want to learn from them. And trust me, one of my go-to persons is even right. She's right here on the call. Is Mommy Odunsi. I just go to a place and you just some of this. You have to just share some of these things. You have to talk. So it's not just you can't say you're a leader on your own. You're not a leader by yourself. You have to be able to learn from others. You have to be able to pray. You have to be able to study the word of God, because trust me, there's going to be sometimes that you just be blank and then you don't know what to say, you don't know what to do, and then you feel like, oh, this thing is just too much for me. But then we it's just about intentionality in reaching out to people when you feel like this weight is too much. Of course, the number one factor is praying to God, because God is the source of our strength. But God is not going to come down from heaven, right? It's going to allow people to speak some of these words to you. Sometimes you just need to hear one word of encouragement, like, don't worry, you can do it, keep going, keep pushing, you are getting there, all those kind of things. And then listen to sermons. We have YouTube, listen to a lot of sermons, listen to hymns. Trust me, one person that loves hymns is Sister Dr. T, and she taught almost all of us here to also love hymns, right? So you have to listen to hymns, listen to songs. Sometimes there are some songs that will just drop to you and just sort of lift that weight, and amidst the business of life. So yeah, that's it for me.
Okay. Stephanie has shook a lot of tables or broken. Let me hand over to Lolu first before I just round that up. Okay, Lolu, you have the floor.
Yeah, I just wanted to add to what Stephanie said, that one other thing that also works for me when it comes to how I stay. Um, I can't even remember the question again, but I understand what the question is that you can't pour from an empty cup. And if you're not careful, and I see something that Jesus kept doing over and over in scriptures, that he has finished doing all of his leadership roles, he kind of has a retreat system. And when I say retreat system, it's not even necessarily, oh, I want to go and stay there for 3 days. No. he has a rigid system where he just leaves everything. He just shuts down and just stay on his own, because leadership can be very, very overwhelming. And one thing I've learned so far is having a Sabbath system. So Sabbath is usually, when we hear Sabbath day, we think it's Sunday. But for a lot of leaders, especially when it comes to spiritual leadership, to be honest, your Sunday is the last thing you want to consider as your Sabbath. So on Sunday is when you pour out, you go out, you're everywhere. You want to look at how does your Monday look? It can't work for everybody, because if you're a 9 to 5, Monday is not even it. But for some of us that work from home, or you have a more flexible business and all of that, you might want to take your Monday as your Sabbath. The children have gone to school. You want to say, this is the day where I just off my phone. I stay indoor. My family knows nobody's calling me. This is where I also refuel and get, everything I need to now go back out there. Because if not, you just burn out. So I'll just say, having a system that works for you, having systems, times of prayer, hours of prayer, days where you just, yeah, very, very important. Yeah, thank you. That's what I wanted to add.
Wow, wow. Thank you so much, Temi and Lulu. Ha, that was very rich. Oh. Timmy, Stephanie, I said Timmy and Lulu, Stephanie and Timmy. Stephanie said a lot of things about, yes, I agree. Leadership sometimes can feel so heavy because we're stretching ourselves so thin. And yes, eventually we learn to find a balance. We learn to know the things to say no to and the things to say yes to. Because one rule is that whatever thing you are saying yes to, right, you are indirectly saying no to other things that matter to you, like something that has been on your plate already. So in those times when leadership feels heavy, strength, prayer. Stephanie says prayer, don't take prayer for granted. Having a system that works, you can have a Sabbath day of rest, talking to people, going on retreat, listening to sermons. You cannot, I just love that sentence that Timmy mentioned. You can't pour from an empty cup. I'm telling you guys, like, you need to have a time where you recharge yourself, where you recharge and stay off everything and just stay. Yeah, refill your spirit so that you do not run out. And Stephanie mentioned something about like having people to talk to. And I also seen the chat box that Mananda said, yes, there's no leadership in isolation. There is no, if you attempt to do leadership in isolation, you will burn out and you will crash. I'm telling you guys that. So, and she mentioned Mommy Odunsi. Mommy Odunsi is someone that she's our go-to person. And I just felt to share this because some of us may have people around us as young adults right now. Mommy Odunsi happened to be our Sunday school teacher. All of us here, right? That we were all single sisters then. She was our Sunday school teacher 10 years ago. 10 years ago, just teaching us Sunday school. She was married, she had her children. Her children too were around the age. I mean, I tried to stumbled on one of the pictures of her younger daughter. I'm like, Mommy, I have to send you some of these pictures. But she had children. But Mommy was there for us as young adults. See, I can't even lie to you people. This woman that you just look up to, and you're like, one day, I don't know how this woman combines all these things, but we want to, as I would like to model, I would like to be someone like her. And 10 years after, she's still our go-to person. Mommy is still our go-to. Let me not even talk. What am I trying to say? Like for me personally, my own mother is so far away, but my mother is also on this call. My mom is also my go-to person, but she's so far away. She stays miles away from me. So all we can do is just talk on the phone. But I need someone that I can go to her house and I'm coming back with 3 bowls of soup because Statolu, just get home. Don't go and stress yourself again. This, that. Or she will pack goodie bag that never finishes. That is someone that we connected with 10 years ago. Why am I sharing this? Because for some of you young adults, you may have people like that around you. Treasure those relationships because one day they will come in so handy. You see those people that you see them that as in God has helped them to be able to manage what they have in front of them. Don't go looking for what is trending. You necessarily don't need a trending mentor. You don't need someone you necessarily do not need. I'm just saying. But around you, God will strategically place people around you that they can be your go-to person. See, treasure them for life. Oh, me, I'm telling you that even at my own, this your weak star mama here, I still they run to my mommy Odunsi. Her house is just so close to me. Still they go there to pack packages. So I just felt to just share this because for you to realize how a Sunday school teacher ended up becoming a mother in Israel. To us, she's like the grandmother of all our children around us. You get to the point that even our parents already know her. Mommy Odosi is a name that, is it push up me give a shout out to Bumi? She's booming in the chat box. So, and she also runs a lot. She's a marital, let me give you one secret. She's a marital counselor because she's passionate about young adults. She does premarital counseling like, oh, this was a, then I mentioned that she was a marriage counselor as well. She was the one who counseled us, who wedded us, who did them. Jesus, this mother. Guys, find people around you. Don't go looking for what is missing when God has placed people around you. Don't go looking for people that you cannot have easy access to. And we can see from her life that this woman, she walks the talk. So I'm dropping that right there for us. Okay, yes, so go for counseling and engage in division of labor to avoid burnout. Mommy, this is a go-to person. If you need anything, just ask Dr. T. Don't worry. I got her number. Okay, I'm just going to move to the, because the goal of this entire thing is to make it as practical as possible, right? Because as I told you guys, these are people that I know their stories. As in my sisters here, we've been running this thing together for years. So I know. So the goal is to make it as practical. Though let's not come and start doing, let us hear from the horses' mouths themselves. I'm going to send this next question to Sister Sheo Yameto. My sister, tell us. I want to hear, based on all this conversation we've been having again, what role has community played in your leadership journey? Because we just talked a lot about prayer and community as well. But what role has community really played in your leadership journey? Even in just either your spiritual leadership journey, whatever angle you want to take it through, we want to hear from you. You have the floor, Yameto.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you for having me, Dr. T. Okay, community is key. I started my let me say my journey with the community. There's no mad dog. This is my life. I can't say this my life can't happen without mad dogs. A lot of things. We have mad dogs, we have sub mad dogs, like just 2-3 of people that that if you call this person, you will join this person on the call, you just want to talk to them, you just want to rant, you just want to cry, and they will cry with you. You just want somebody to listen to you. Community is just key for me. I can't do without community. Even where I am presently, people will call me, hello, Ibo ni tomato to the ship by. I know information about everywhere. And even at my place of work, I will be like, where are you buying your things? Where are you doing your things? You can buy from this person. You can do from this person. To the extent that they'll be like, you this woman, you better have a group. You need to form a subgroup so that you can help a lot of people. And community has really helped me a lot. At times when I'm just feeling down, when I'm just not myself, I jump on the Mad Dog group. What is going on there? We gist, we talk, we pray. People that you can pray with, people that, they are like a foundation in your leadership. They have been my foundation in every areas. I can't. There are some decisions that I want to make. I'll be like, oh yeah, please let's come together. Somebody is threatening my life, or this issue is threatening my life. Or this is how I want to undo it. But you see that some people will be like, okay, let's see it as in this angle. What if this person is trying to learn from you? What if this person is just testing you? And also to community has really helped me in a place of accountability, because I know I'm going to give them the report. And also, I know I'm going to give them the report, so I must not mess up. I must be on my toes. I must be like, okay, they have sent me to do this. Or, okay, I'm going to do this. I must not fuck up. Fine. I met someone around last week who was telling me, why not? What business are you looking at? I said, okay, I'm still looking at something. I want something. But I told the person that, but for now, I'm still trying to balance myself and find my feet very well. He said, because I've been seeing you know how to gather small community. I told the person, it's not about gathering a community. It's about giving them the best.
Because if I don't have anything, like Temi said in the, like Lolu said, that you can't pour from an empty place. I need to source too. I need to source for informations. I need to source for results. So community has really, really helped me. They have been my foundation. They have been a huge source of strength. Even at times when I'm down, I remember when someone so close to me did something to me. The person sent a voice note and I sent it to the Maddox sisters. I said, I'm ready to block this person. I'm just ready. I'm ready to block this person because enough is enough. But so when someone will talk, someone will be like, you better be calm. Look at this in this angle. When somebody is trying to calm you down, fine, I'm ready to take a rash decision that might make or mar me. But community has really helped me in decision making and also in the journey of faith. I will not but give thanks to God in the life of Lolu for this. She organized a boot camp just of recent. I was so feeling of myself that me too, I know Bible now. I don't need boot camp in my life. But when I started hearing testimonies from people that after this boot camp, I've been struggling with routines. Fine, I'm there, but I've been struggling with routines. So I said, okay, let me just join this group and see maybe it will help my life. And to God who made me, it's as if she was just waiting for me to come. I know I have a bestie that I have an accountability partner that I'm reporting to. So if you don't do that, I know that this person will call me out. So community is just the best. I'm not saying you might not have a big community. Yes, it might just be 2, 3, or 4 community, but you know that you are holding your hands to the community, that you can hold hands together. You can pray together. You can bank on that. Oh yeah, wake up in the middle of the night. That okay, Dr. T, I need 200,000. I need 500,000. I need 400,000. Before you know, you'll be like, Emma, sisters to me now. A lot of things, and I really thank God because community, as we go in this journey, it has been really helpful. I won't say more than that. Don't let me talk too much.
Oh my goodness, thank you so much. Let me see all that thoughts. I have my notes, but I'll give Stephanie the floor to add to it, and then I'll just see what I want to. Stephanie, you have the floor. Stashion.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Sean, for that beautiful contribution. So I just wanted to add to what she has said, that community is very people that can sharpen you, people that strengthen you, people that will tell you the truth about your leadership style, about what you are doing. Sometimes when you want to do something, they tell you that, oh, this way you are doing it is not right. They are the people that can tell you the truth and the absolute truth, people that are not going to mind sword with you. Do you understand? Very important, because then you are able to draw strength for them, just like I said earlier. And you're able to also rant to them when you feel like you cannot give, when you're about to give up. These are the same set of people that are going to pull you up and tell you, no, you can do it. So in case peradventure you don't even have a community, this is just a reminder for you to actually go have a community or join a community or even build one for yourself. If Dr. T should tell you how she built this community, it's a very funny story. But then, you have to build one for yourself. And you just don't, have just one community. Dr. T built, how should I say it now, Mad Dog, with so many of us. And in turn, we are building other communities. And the amazing thing is that people that we are building to are getting to know, we are just connecting one way or the other. Everybody's just connecting, and that's just the beauty about community. So community is very, very important. Thank you, Dr. T.
Thank you so much, Stephanie. That was so spot on. Sister Sho said a lot of things. I don't know why I use is her name. I used to put sister. I can't separate that sister from her name because from way back it's been Sister Sho. But she said a lot of things, and as like you guys have to just agree with me that if you can't think of any other benefit of community, right? Think about that accountability that she talked about, and also Stephanie, just like really hammered on that. Like when you are down, because it's not if, it's just a function of time. It is when. It is eventually going to happen. I'm not going to lie to you. It is eventually going to happen. Like, who are those that you can talk to? I remember vividly I remember when we just, like, of course, we had a singles group before, and then when we started getting married, we then formed the married group, which is like the Maddock, right? And for the married group, when we just got married there, like we were just like maybe like three of us on that group, right? And people would just come and I remember like I think a year after then, someone said, I can't imagine if like the kind of advice that is out there as regards marriage, that if I had picked all those advices then, those set of advice that were out there, I could have lost my own. Because see, no matter Maddox is a place that no matter how hot, how you will just want to rant and do everything, there will always be one person. I don't know, but there will just be one person that God will just use to calm you down from taking that very rash decision. I'll be like, my sister, you're not alone. No, it's not happening to only you. You think, a part of you just feel like, oh, so, and I've been thinking it's just me. Sometimes when you just feel like life is doing you alone, and then you realize that it's not happening to you alone, it's happening to all of us together. And I feel like that was one of the very first orientation that I personally took away in the married group, that there's nothing new under the sun. When the Bible said that, he knew what he was saying. It was very clear. So that accountability to your dreams, to your goals. There are times that we do goals setting session. What do you want to do? Everybody post your vision board. Everybody tell us what you want. Like just those things to really hold you, because at the end of the day, we're chasing impact. We're chasing purpose. If you're just doing it alone and you don't have anybody, even me at my level, I mean, I have mentors. I have people that I report to, like, because that is how the world goes round. And just being able to also Stephanie said something like, okay, I think it was Station that said something about like community doesn't have to be a crowd. It doesn't have to be 50 people. Even within that, Jesus had a group of 60. He had 12. Within 12, he had 3. Within 3, he had 1. Like, don't isolate yourself. If you've not experienced genuine Christian community, it's time to start praying to God, that God, bring me the people that I should do life together with. And also, remember that we said leadership. When you lead within well, it will be easy for you to lead across.